is the Reparations Report. My name's Kay Snyder. If you appreciate this conversation, if this is interesting to you, if this is a conversation you want to be a part of and a conversation that you want to join, please like, share, subscribe to the Reparations Report. Please subscribe to the Reparations 101 channel on YouTube so that we can keep this conversation going. We're just getting started. Now, we're at around 1700. And by 1700, this wealth generated from Caribbean sugar and early tobacco was already being invested in New York and in the urban centers. New York was a slavery hub. So much so that by 1711, the official Wall Street slave market opened in 1711, where Africans and Native Americans were bought, sold, and traded like baseball cards as of 1711. In fact, by 1740, New York had a slave population of around, what's say they said, 42%. Almost nearly 42% of households owned slaves in New York City, making the slave population of New York City around 20 to 30%, which was larger than most southern colonies. So the early investment portfolios of the North were being built at this time. I'm going to draw your attention. I'm going to sing a little song, tell you a little story about an outfit called the South Sea Company. This was a corporation formed by the British Crown in 1711 to finance debt that they had accumulated from fighting wars with Spain. So what they did was they invented a thing called the South Sea Company, and they granted them the monopoly on slaving operations to South America. So they were given the British franchise on slave trade to the Spanish islands and colonies of South America. Now, these early investment models are what shape our world today. I want you to know that. These stocks from the South Sea Corporation were highly sought after commodities, in spite of the fact that the slave expedition business was hit or miss. Okay, you had high mortality rates among the human cargo, and you had varying levels of profitability. But they didn't sell that, did they? They sold the concept. They sold the idea. They are almost the originators of stock speculation. The mania, the craze, the investment portfolios in New York and London swelled, right? Stock speculation swelled. So much so that by 1720, the South Sea Company stock went from 100 pounds per share up to 1,000 pounds per share, right? Wealthy insiders, government officials were insider trading and back dealing and all of these things that we know are a feature of global capitalism. They can trace their roots to the South Sea Company. These are facts. None of this is made up. The South Sea Company, they created systems of debt for equity conversion and a model for bonds and insurance that still exists to this day. This is the legacy of the slave industrial complex. Bubbles, financial frenzies, insider trading. And does that sound familiar? I bet it does. Now, the bottom line is that the South Sea Company stands as the earliest state-sanctioned example of commodification of human beings for profit on an industrial scale. The first example of humans commodified as stock and seed instruments. and debt instruments. That's the real legacy of the slave industrial complex. The whole debt management, equity, investment, venture capital, investment, profit, reinvestment loops that drive the capitalist societies that we exist under today have their origins in that era. Another thing you might not have known had its origin in that era is a thing called the Ivy League, right? Harvard founded in 1693. Harvard founded in 1631. William and Mary founded in 1693. Yale founded in 1701. Little interesting thing about Yale. Yale was a person. Yale was a man. And if he was around today, what we would call Yale would be the Elon Musk of slavery. That's right. He made so much money in the Dutch East India Company selling Africans that he founded a prestigious university that exists today and doesn't want to let you in. Ain't that something? All of these structures were built at this time. Columbia, 1754. Princeton, I believe, in the 1740s as well. Brown University, from the Brown family. These families were the first American dynasties. The Browns came from shipbuilding and rum. Okay? So all of these things happened before the American Revolution. Before America was America, America was already the slave industrial complex. That is the bottom line. There is no way to sugarcoat that. Sugar, there's that word again. No way to sugarcoat it. So when we say that slavery was the big bang of capitalism, these are the receipts. I think they speak for themselves. That's why reparations.